Darren Lewis, am I hypersensitive? No, just I don't andipo. T care what Danny Baker is or ISN andipo. T, but that tweet made me feel uncomfortable and I andipo. VE had enough. Frankly, I couldn't care less what Danny Baker is or isn't. Even less time for a police investigation into his tweet, a waste of time and resources, more likely to antagonize than appease anybody. What bothers me is the unchecked reaction that continues to linger 5 days after the event. Had a fan sent that image of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's baby as a chimp to a footballer, there would have been unanimity as to what it represented. The depiction of black people as simian is an old trope offensive in any context until somebody popular does it. Then there is an element. Then we get the lectures, the famous mates hurling expletives in support, and the insistence that we don't get the joke. The radio stations that, back in December, were wringing their hands over Raheem Sterling and deploring an XAD football racism, suddenly framing this as a two-sided debate and asking whether the critics were overreacting. I wrote back in December that we are knee-deep in a culture that emboldens xenophobia. What other conclusion can you reach when the broadcaster Janet Street Porter argues that we are living in an age of an XAD hypersensitivity? SE 1000.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.